Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with me. Yes, the one and only E. And for those of you who are new, welcome to Vibing with E. And I hope you guys enjoy so far. And for the ones that are not new to this and true to this, hey y'all, what's going on? And hello everyone all together. Happy Wednesday, and I hope y'all Wednesday is going good, or whatever day y'all guys listen to me, hope your day is going good. So, as always, if you're new here, whether you guys are on the go or on the move, I just want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to my voice, because as always, every vibe of the day is something special and it's always something very interesting. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Today's vibe of the day is forgiveness. And the reason why today's vibe of the day is forgiveness is because I'm in that journey of forgiving a lot of people for a lot of things and forgiving a lot of things. You know, when you're in that, y'all know I talk about it all the time. And if you're new here, I talk about always the mental. I always talk about how you got to make sure you're mentally straight before you can continue to do any and everything in your power to make sure that you're 100% willing to move on, especially when it comes to forgiving something or someone. It takes a while. It's a challenge that we have to, prepare and make sure that we are ready to take on the challenge. Because especially when it comes to forgiving people and things, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. And at times, it's like, you don't want to just say, fuck it. But at times, it's like, depending on the situation or the person, it's like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm in that stage in my life where now I can forgive you, but I'm not going to forget what happened. And I feel like we all been there. Like, we all been in them stages in our life where we forgive a person, but sometimes we cannot forgive them. And it's okay. It's all right. We're human. Same thing within something going on in our life. I'm not going to forget that thing. But you also got to learn the balance of forgiveness and being able to forgive. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with a quote from one of my favorite artists ever. And when he said this in the song, it was just like, wow. Because it happened. Yeah, so let's get into it, y'all. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, F the peace sign, load the chop, and let it rain on you. Once said J. Cole. Now, the reason why I said this quote is because, sometimes we fool each other. So it's like, okay, incident happened. Okay, you fooled me once. Okay, that's shame on you because, you look stupid. You do it again, that's shame on me because I already know how you are, but I let it happen, and it's just like, wow. And the second time, fool me 3 times, he said, F the peace sign. He chucked up the deuces and said, all right, I gotta go, And that quote in the song, it just had me like, wow. It just had me like, wow. Cause it's true. We all been through there. We all had those problems where it's like, okay, fool me one time, shame on you. It is what it is. But you fool me again, it's like, I'm a fool. Like, it's like, why did I let you do that? Like, we just be standing there sometimes like, this is really happening. Like, it's crazy. I need to stop saying like, because I'm trying to get my words together and I just don't want to mess up. But y'all, This is raw and uncut. I'm gonna give it to y'all raw and uncut, you know. Ain't no sugarcoat and nothing. But yes, he said that in No Role Models. And when he said it in the song, I was just like, wow. Because it's true. We all had the moments in our life where we be like, okay, they fooled me once. All right, that's shame on them because you got the wrong one. You do it again on a slick tip, it's like, all right, I'm a fool now because I let you do it. And you know I'm not about that. But I just let you do it and it just fucked me up. And I need to let you know. You do it again, it's F it. Like, deuces, like you're gone. Especially if it depends on how close you are with the person. That's really fucked up. Because at times it's hard to forgive a person, especially if you're so close to them, depending on what the situation is. Like, I understand how they go. Like, sometimes it's like, you don't want to be the bad guy, but sometimes you got to be the bigger person and rephrase it. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, y'all. Sometimes we've been in situations where we don't want to be the bigger person. Because when you be the bigger person, sometimes in certain situations it feel like, why I gotta keep being the one to show you better than I tell you? You know, why I gotta keep telling you? Why not just show you? And I feel like being the bigger person in every situation matters because life is too short. Time is a terrible thing to waste, and I can't get my time back fussing and fighting with you, and you're not gonna get your time back fussing and fighting with anybody else, period. So with that being said, y'all, forgiveness is a hard pill to swallow. It is. Forgiving someone is a very hard, especially if you had a bond with that person. When it comes to like friendships, relationships, family members, anything of relationship type of, factor, forgiveness is a win or lose game. Like, imagine, being in a situation with somebody, y'all rocking out till the wheels fall off. And something happened and you just feel like you've been played, disrespect, whatever this little may be. It's going to take time for you to get that person. It's going to take you a good amount of time for you to really, patch it up. Because I feel like at times we try to patch up things in our life and we try to get things to be set in stone, but at times things is not going to happen like that. And in certain situations, for me, forgiveness is very big. Because I'm a real easygoing person. I believe in hearing people out, and I believe in being adults and sitting down face to face rather than going on FaceTime, text messages, or on the phone having a conversation, because you need to really analyze and really sink in and understand what's going on so you can be able to forgive the person. Now, let me tell you, it's not easy. It takes time for you to really want to even sit down and have a conversation with people, because I'm not going to lie to y'all. Sometimes forgiveness is a good thing. Like I said, it comes with pros and cons. But if you really know and you see potential in that person and they tell you that they were wrong, like when a person is able to admit their wrongs, I feel like you're a real motherfucking person. Cause that's where you get the sense of, okay, I can forgive you, but it's going to take time. You can't forgive a person right then and there. No, it takes time to even just accept things. It takes time for you to even be able, like I said, to sit down with a person, let alone be able to express what it is that you want to express. So I'm going to tell y'all, forgiveness is one of the things that comes with pros and cons. And like I say, for those of you who are new here, when it comes to every vibe of the day, I always weigh out the pros and cons. And because with everything we do in life, it comes with pros and cons. And at times we just sit back and be like, oh my gosh, what I did was so wrong, but it felt right. And sometimes you got to be selfish with yourself. You have to be selfish, especially when it comes to that mental. And I'm going to say it again. I'm so big on the mental because the brain is always on the go. It's always moving. It's always clicking. It's always doing a lot of things that we just don't know about. And you just cannot put so much on your brain, because when you do, it's going to make you go insane. Like, you gotta make sure you're mentally stable and make sure that you're in a place where you're sane, like you're finding peace and things like that. So when it comes to forgiveness, y'all, like I say all the time, when you're in those chapters of your life where you're willing to do for the better for yourself and willing to do for yourself X, Y, and Z, sometimes you gotta make amends with people that you know is going to take time for you to forgive, but you're willing to forget it. You're willing to, tell them, I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget it. It's going to take time for me for forgiveness. Because I'm going to tell y'all, one thing about me, like I said, I'm an easy go person, cool, calm, and collect. But when it comes to my feelings, I'm real big on my feelings because I don't play that. I don't play by my respect. Especially if you was grown up around a lot of people that was, big on respect, manners, everything like that, like real Southern hospitality, things like that. You don't got time for that. You don't. And it sucks to say, y'all, like sometimes you expect it from the people you wish you never expected from. And like your family members, relationships, friendships, but I believe in the saying that people come for a season, and there's some people that's here for a reason. So you gotta really be able to know who's here for that reason, and you gotta know who's here for them seasons. Because if you see so many red flags or have so many arguments and you just forgive, let's keep that line from J. Cole in our head. Fool me one time, okay, that's shame on you. Because I got you. I caught you. And I told you, okay, I'm going to forgive you this time. But that's not happening again. But if it happened again and I let it happen again, I'm a fool because I know what I can take. I know what I can take and I know what I can't take. And nobody's going to take bullshit from anyone over and over and over again. I don't care who you are, family, friends, co-workers, none of that. When it comes to respect, like I say all the time, you got to be big on it. You got to be really big on your respect and who you are because you matter. Regardless of anything in your life, sometimes you got to be selfish. You got to be really, really, really selfish when it comes to you. I don't care if you got a lot on your plate. Sometimes you got to take 5, 10, 15, 20, an hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours to really regroup on yourself. And you got to really have them mirror conversations with yourself like, listen up. We ain't going to take this today. I'm not having that today. We're going to do this today. We're going to do that today. Especially when it comes to being able to sit down with someone, with another person, basically sit down like adults and tell them what it is and what it's not. If they can't accept it, you got to let them go. You gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget what you did. And if y'all are not able to come on one accord, throw them deuces up, sis and bro, and let them go. Because you cannot keep trying to forgive, and they not forgiving you, or they acting like it is what it is. Like I said, you gotta be selfish. When it comes to yourself, I'm real big on self. This is what my podcast is based on. Self-improvement, self-empowerment, anything all over the self. Especially when it comes to my Black community. We gotta be selfish with ourselves. We gotta know what we can take and what we can't take. And when it comes to forgiveness, it plays a real tricky game on us. Because it's like, we have them relationships with people that we just don't want to let go. But if it's just signs and flags and X, Y, and Z that we see and I keep forgetting or going past it, but it takes only one time, that one good goddamn time you see it, it's like, oh, I can't forget this shit. I can't let this shit pass. Forgiveness is one of the trickiest things ever. It is, but it's like I say, you gotta be selfish. You gotta think what's right for you. And every day is a walking testimony for you. It's like, what can you take today and what I'm not going to take today? Like for me, I wake up in the morning, get myself together and everything. I have to listen to music to get myself motivated. Even if I'm having a good or bad day, I still got to listen to some music to get me motivated, regardless of what's going on. Because sometimes I be going through situations like, my mind be playing tricks on me. Your heart will play a real big trick on you too, especially when it's a person. It's like, should I forgive this person for what they did? Should I just forget it? You forget the forgiveness? Or should I just say, I forgive you, but I ain't gonna forget? You know, it's like, what can I take? What can I do? You know, because it's like, especially if you and that person has a deep relationship, but like I said, you gotta pay attention to them signs, because you fooled me one time, that's a shame on you. I caught you, ha ha, that boo boo got you down. That's on you. But the second time, it shouldn't be a second time. It shouldn't. I feel like it takes one good time for you to do something to me, and that's it. I'm sorry. I don't care. Because it's something about respect. And when it comes to forgiveness, it's very hard. It's tricky. Like I said, it's very hard to forgive a person. But sometimes it's like you gotta do what you gotta do, babes. You really gotta do what matters for you. Forgiveness can take as long as it can, but don't take as much time, because time will run out. I'm not really lying to y'all. Time will run out to the point where you be like, damn, I should have told them this. I should have told them that. You know, God forbid, things happen. You know, we have them arguments with our loved ones or people we truly, A1, day one, stuff like that. And, we go time and time, months, days, weeks, months, down there years without talking to them because we weren't able to come together and sit down and forgive each other. And then, God forbid, something happens to them and it's like over your head. It's like, damn. It's like, I wish I would have told them I forget them. And it's like, I do forgive them, but I just never told them. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to forgiveness, y'all, at times you gotta be selfish, but you gotta also let people know that certain things just ain't gonna fly. And depending on the situation, like I said, it's like, all right, I forgive you. It ain't nothing. But if it's something so serious, so rare, like, in relationships, we're gonna take a pill. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially when there's years plus involved with friendships, relationships. It's hard to forgive a person. It's hard to really sit there and really take that pill and, try to sit there, chin up, chest out, with your chin out and chest out, and really just try to keep that poker face on, when really underneath that mask is like, I'm so fucking pissed. I want to cuss you out so bad. But I'll be like, you know what, first, before, I'm not going to show that. I want to see what you want to say first. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I feel like one conversation, a deep, grown folk conversation with a person or people, whatever the situation is, will fix everything. However, it takes time. Forgiveness, it takes time. But don't let it be so much time that it's like, what's the point? What's the purpose? And I had to tell myself that too, because at times I don't like ending anything on bad terms. I don't. Because it's like, you don't want to end anything off with a person on bad terms. Even if the situation was not big, it could be small. When you get older, certain stuff is like, all right, you got to walk away. Some people ghost. That's me. I'll ghost because I'm like, something don't feel right. But I got to stop that, because you don't want to lead a person on, and you don't just want to disappear on a person and then have the person like, oh my God, what did I do to you? Because it's going to be like, that plays a big part of forgiveness too. Like, damn, you just left me high and dry. You just ghost me or have me like sliding along the fence with you. Like, I don't know if I should even intertwine with it, keep it going. Cause I don't even know if I want to forgive you. So y'all, I say this to say, when it comes to forgiveness, it's a lot. It's a lot that comes with it. I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I've been in situations with my friends that it took us a minute to regroup, to recalculate everything that's going on. Because, time is a terrible thing to waste, especially when it comes to a situation that could just be, patched up, good talk, good whatever way y'all get things, handle things and stuff like that, get it done. But if it's something that's really, really bad, it's going to take time, It's going to take time for you to regroup, to even see the person, to even want to sit down, talk to them. I understand. Trust me. I've been in those situations. But it's just like you have to really be on top of it while it's still fresh, a little bit still fresh, so you could be able to get the feel of, do you want to forgive or not? Even though at times, if you don't forgive, you just got to make sure you leave on a note where it's like, it's no bad vibes. Like, y'all know I'm big on them vibes. I'm big on the vibes. That's why when anything of the source, it don't feel right and it don't look right, or I just don't know what to say, I'd rather sit down face to face and talk about it with whomever it is concerned and it is to, because I want to see your reaction. I want you to see my reaction. I'm real big on body language. And people, we talk with our hands sometimes. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes I talk with my hands. When I'm mad, when I'm happy, I like to see all that. Because, baby, texting is not it. It's not. I feel like you getting smart with me or trying to play with me within the punctuations, the emojis, everything. I'm like, oh, time's up. I don't even want to deal with this no more. Like, I don't even think I want to forgive you because the way you talking to me, I don't like that. Phone, I don't like that either because the tone in my ear, and it's like, I don't like that. FaceTime, it's like in the middle. That's why I prefer to have a grown conversation. It's either we meet up in a public place or your house, my house. I don't care. As long as we see each other in person and we're able to get it all out. Because I'm telling y'all, one good conversation, one long conversation, you got to cry about it. Whatever you got to do in order to feel the need to forgive that person, do it. Because I'm telling you, forgiveness is one of the things that us as human beings is like, it plays tricks on us. It's like chess, not checkers. It's like, do I want to do it? Do I want to make that move? Do I don't want to make that move? Do I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt? Do he need or does she need the benefit of the doubt? Do it really matter? But you got to think. Because before arguments happen, you got to think of all the good times. Sometimes we like, fuck them good times. This is what's going on now. I don't like that. If it keeps happening over and over again, yeah, it's time to chuck them deuces up and go. But it just happened like every so rarely. Okay, we'll be able to sit down, have a grown face-to-face conversation and let it out to the point where I'll be able to forgive you. Okay? But I want y'all to think about this for a moment. Let's think about it. Because I know we all are going through this right now. Is it someone out there that you miss so bad, but you just don't know how to communicate with them because it's something that they did or a situation that you did, whatever, both parties play a part, that you just afraid to forgive them? Or you forgave a person, had a talk with them, but it's just like you didn't patch it up all the way. Because that's how I feel. Like, I forgive and forgave, but 75% of it, is forgive and forget. But I need that 25% of it to be sealed up so I don't have to think about it. Don't need it to come back up, if that makes sense. I want y'all to think about it for real. And I know it's somebody out there. If it's not most of y'all, it's one of y'all out there that feels the need to like reach out to this person and be like, look, I know we ain't on the best terms right now. I know you don't want to talk to me, X, Y, and Z. But I feel as though that it's time for us to have an adult conversation because forgiveness is, forgiveness is key. and we're adults, and we need to learn how to forgive and forget, even if we don't, continue to, if we don't go back to how things was, if it takes time, whatever the case may be. I'm telling y'all, one conversation can change everything. It will take time. Things is not going to happen overnight. But if you do forgive a person within the forgiveness, it's going to take time. You're not going to forgive them right then and there. Unless if it's something petty. All right, cool. Forget it. Fuck it. We had them little petty arguments. It's like, I'm not going to forgive you. I'll think about it. All right. That don't count. We talking about serious things that we feel as though like impact with our feelings, our real feelings. Like if you did me dirty or did me grimy, things like that, those type of things. Or like basically overall, if you felt like you've been disrespected, it's going to take time to be able to even want to sit down with a person and be like, okay, point out to them what happened. Both parties are able to point out how they feel because we're grown, but you always got to keep that question in your mind. Do I want to forgive you or do I don't? But if I do forgive you and we don't, go back to how it was, that's okay. As long as I forgave you and that chapter in my life is sealed, patched up, it's not going to come back up. It is what it is. Or we can fix it the right way as adults. And if something was like this to ever come up again, be a hiccup, we know how to handle it. And I know what to do before it comes again, because you don't want your mind to play tricks on you. And like I said, let's keep that no role models line in our head. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you, because that's my fault. That's your fault if you let it happen again. Like I said, it's just so many things in our life that we can tolerate, and most people be like, I'm not tolerating shit. Come correct or don't come at all. And sometimes, like I said, you gotta think like that, because if you've been in those situations in your life where you're not taking bullshit, you gotta do what you gotta do. And sometimes, me, I give people benefit of the doubt. But sometimes it's like, I'm not giving you no more benefit of the doubts, because it's like, you just, it's like sometimes I feel like you playing with me just to be playing. Or I feel like, okay, you did it. You were man or woman enough to tell me, it is what it is. And I'm able to forgive you. Sometimes, like I said, y'all, it takes time. But y'all got to think about that time. And you got to think how big the situation was. So with that being said, if you have somebody in mind, or, going through it right now with battling on forgiveness, take that time to really think about it before you address it. Because that's another thing. Sometimes we don't think before we do stuff. Like we don't think before we speak. You really got to sometimes think on the situation before you do it. Even at times, we got to act out the situation on what we're going to say, what we're going to do. So, if anybody out there is going through this or, having this in their life, I wish y'all nothing but the best. I wish y'all nothing but good vibes out of it. I hope it works highly in your favor, because like I said, it's hard. It's very hard at times to be able to forgive. But sometimes we always got to think on how that person put an impact on us. You got to think of sometimes the years, but sometimes, y'all, the years don't matter, So it's like, it's a very tricky game. It's a very, very tricky game that impacts with the mind and the heart. So with that being said, y'all, I hope that this episode really, really, really helped y'all. If not y'all, somebody out there, because I'm telling y'all, forgiveness is one of the things that is like, it is what it is, or we got it, or I got it. It comes with them pros and them cons. And I just hope that this episode helps y'all, because every day is a challenge for us. Every day is something new. Every day we come across things that we may or may not like. But like I said, whoever you believe in, it's not going to put anything in your life that they know you cannot handle. Okay? So with that being said, y'all, I wish y'all nothing but peace and blessings. Please be safe out here. Also, please bundle up because it's getting real cold outside a little bit, just a tad bit. Make sure y'all get them Uggs, them Timberlands, and Nike boots, whatever. Bear paws, claws, all that. The bubble coats, trench coats, hoodies, thermals, turtlenecks, hats, beanies, scarves, all that, y'all. Make sure y'all get it down pat because, baby, it's getting a little brewery outside. And yeah, this time where people get sick as well. So yeah, please be careful out here, y'all. I hope this episode really does help someone or some of y'all. And as always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday or whenever you guys feel the need to tune in with me, okay? Be safe and enjoy the rest of your day and weekend as well. And you guys will hear from me next time. Bye.